honest opinion was I thought it was one of the best performances that we've had all year. But sometimes the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. We weren't, I mean, we had 21 chances. We missed the target too much considering where we were getting the chances from. We missed the target 9 times. We hit people 7 times, so they blocked 7 shots. And I mean, we're not talking shots from distance. We're talking shots from 18 yards and end, the vast majority of these. And so with that, we were you know, not able to put it in the back of the net on one side. And then the other side, you know, the joke I heard is they had more goals than they actually had shots on goal today. But you know, we on the first goal, you know, just a couple errors. Damien's trying to recover, puts it in the back of the net. The second one, we have plenty of numbers around the play to deal with the play and just get a little bit lackadaisical, if you will, and just, yeah, no excuse. And the ball, you know, gets across the top of the box and one touch to the back. They had, you know, it's a good finish. In fairness to the shot, it was a good finish, but we had plenty of numbers around the area to deal with the play. And you know, they had 1.5 to 2 shots, and they had 2 goals at that point in the game. And that's you know, that's that. That was the first half. We completely outplayed them in the first half, and we're down to 2 goals. The guys came in, and the second half, it was about more of the same, but with a little bit more bite and a little more competition and a little bit harder in everything we did. And I thought the start of the second half, the response was outstanding, probably maybe the best soccer we've played this whole year. And we got ourselves to 2-1, and I think we were coming. I think there was another goal in it, and obviously the third goal against us was a bit of a dagger. And from there, we're really chasing it at that point. But again, I thought they had very few, if any, real answers for how we were moving and the positions we were taking up. And we were getting into good crossing positions. We were getting into good positions all around. I thought they were also having a hard time getting out of their half of the field with any sort of sustained or real attack. And so by and large, I thought the performance itself was good, but everybody knows that this is a results-oriented time of year, and so we're all pissed in that locker room that we let one get away from us, because the performance deserved more, but you got to make plays, right?
Would you say it's fair to say that the team beat itself tonight?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, at the end of the day, we scored an own goal. We gave away one at the top of the box. That counts for 2 of them. On the other side, we missed a lot of chances that I would fancy us probably putting away on other days. And therefore, I mean, we dominated in every statistical category that there was in this game, except for the one on the scoreboard, which is the one that counts. But so yes, I would say that's fair.
Do you focus on the negatives from this game going forward, or do you focus on the positives?
For me, it's focused on the positive. We have quick turnaround in New York. The negatives are very clear. They're glowing. The negatives are the mistakes. These guys are pros. We point them out to them quickly, and they know the mistakes they made. And we focus on, you know, the very few things that I thought we really needed to do better, and really emphasize what we did well and how we can continue to progress. Because I thought we performed well, but you got to turn those into results. That's what we are. That's what we're doing.
Were you happy with back here, Greg? Were you happy? You went with the back 3, back 5 type thing. Were you happy with the way that formation worked against New England?
Yeah, I mean, again, take away the glaring mistakes that cost us goals. We dominate the match. They were having a hard time getting out of our pressure. They had, I thought, few chances outside of that, other than when we were open, chasing the game a little bit. So it's tough to say. It's tough to say I was disappointed in any part of it, other than just a couple plays that just need to be dealt with better. Having said that, you know, part of it was that we have 2 injured right outside backs. Josh is, though he's played some outside back, he's definitely more comfortable as a center back. So it's Markey has played some right back. He's more comfortable in the midfield. So it's a little bit of adjustment to put people in positions that they are most comfortable in. But at the same time, it's I thought it would create a mismatch for them, and it did. And you know, we don't give away an own goal, and we don't give away the ball at the top of the box, and we finish one other of our 21 chances, and we're having a completely different discussion, and everybody's probably saying that was the best game that TFC's played all year. That's my opinion of it.
But at the end of the night, when you put your head on the pillow,
Yes.
this is a lost opportunity.
Absolutely. No question. No question.
What happened on the own goal play? Was it Sprickie? Was it rust? Was it not being mentally prepared for that cross? Was it a difficult play? It would seem like a play that maybe he would make if he was in, I guess, full form.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I thought he had a tough start to the game. He, the first 5 or so minutes, probably not even 5 minutes, he lost the ball at the top of the box there quickly. That turned into a real chance. He had a couple, was in a couple positions where he had a tough time, and probably rust is part of it. I also think just the play that happened, it's a good cross, but normally he reads that, he recovers, he deals with it because he's technically very clean, and he deals with it, and I think it's maybe just a little slow in recovery, just a little slow to read and get there, and maybe he's reaching or lunging a little bit and instead of getting himself in good position to manage it. So, yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I don't remember the entire play. I have to go watch it back just to see how they got exactly into that point. But yeah, I think, more times than not, Damien deals with that because he has the ability to deal with that. But I thought he had a hard time at the beginning of the game, probably shaking some of the rust off and getting himself back into it.
Short week in
Yep.
New York on Wednesday. Do you think we'll see a lot of turnover in the next game?
We'll see. We'll see how guys recover. The important thing is that we don't overextend everybody and end up with a bunch of guys back on the injury list. We're starting to get guys back at full roster and with some chance to play with each other again a little bit. I fancy us against anyone, and what I don't want to do is keep putting guys back onto the injury reserve because we're overextending them trying to get to every single match, and knowing that these matches turn around very quickly. Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday is a very quick turnaround. There's a possibility we'll see a few guys, especially guys who maybe are recovering from things, that we won't overextend them, but use them in ways that we think they can impact the game at the right times of the game. But we'll assess as we come out of this. Guys put in a really valiant effort today and overextended themselves, trying to get back into it and get into it and getting back into the game. And we'll just make sure we recover, and we'll see where everyone's at.
Very good. Did you see in the first half that Giovinco, I think he was
Most incredible move I've ever seen, I think, in my life. I watched I shouldn't say, but I watched that replay probably all 5 times, and wasn't paying attention. It was incredible, the spin, and I would like to see that again a few more times. That was pretty incredible.
Greg, you were obviously comfortable Subic could go 90 minutes today. How late in the week did you know he was going to be ready, and how do you assess his performance today over and above that play?
Yeah, we knew he'd be there. I mean, part of it is listening to the player. He knows himself. He's not a young player. Physically, he's done everything we've asked since he's returned back from Italy. And he trained the last couple days. He did everything. The last couple days, we just didn't have him hitting a ton of shots or crosses or anything that we thought might put more emphasis on the growing. But we knew he was under orders to let us know if he was getting fatigued. And I thought the way the game went, in some ways, where we spent a lot of time in their half of the field, it's not so wide open and back and forth, which sometimes for the forwards means a little less work. But I thought he was very good. I thought again, maybe if he's playing in a couple of the games recently, a couple of those chances, I fancy him putting him in the back of the net, or at least putting him on target somewhere that makes the keeper come up with a save. But by and large, I mean, he's still makes things happen.
How desperate are you guys for points now, as it relates to hosting a first-round playoff game? I mean, at what point is, first of all, first or second ruled out, and then chasing a third or fourth spot?
Yeah, I mean, desperate to get into the home position. I don't think so. Not yet. I think. Again, we have a favorable schedule in terms of home matches. This one slipped away. I wanted to be careful with people out there that this was the make or break in game that meant everything. It was not. It was an important game for us to level the field with New England and to keep ourselves right in touch with that group of teams in front of us. But I think we have a favorable schedule in front of us because we have a lot of home games. And if we can get healthy, and like I said, against any team with our group healthy and ready to go, and especially in our stadium in front of our fans, we fancy ourselves, and we have to turn performances into results now. But we don't have a lot of time. I mean, that's for sure. The next games that we're looking at that are in front of us, we need to start accumulating some points.
Is Eric injured? Why didn't he dress?
Eric was injured. He actually had a very mild hamstring that he felt at halftime last match and said he could go. We put a sleeve on it. He ended up scoring with a bit of a bad hamstring, but coming out of it, he was a little sore. So we opted to getting Damien back and having Josh and Ahmed healthy to give him this game to try to get over that again, so that we could have him available for Wednesday.
How close is Benoit, and how much do you guys miss him in the midfield right now?
Benoit's very close. He trained. He trained the last 2 days. Again, it was, we could probably have thrown him out there for some time today, but it would have been with some risk. And we felt like we don't need to risk him, give him a couple more days to heal, to train, to build some strength and confidence within the ankle. And so we think that he'll be ready by Wednesday to give us something. We'll determine what that looks like between now and then. And we miss him. I mean, we miss him. We miss Colin. Those are two guys that are that sit for us in the middle of midfield and break plays up and connect things. And but at the same time, I thought the guys in there performed very well. But with those two out is also, we take into that account a little bit as to why we would shift and play with 3 versus to play with 2, because we're missing both of our holding midfielders, if you will, and also 2 of our outside backs. And so getting people in the positions that they're comfortable with. So getting more support behind Oso and Michael will allow them to move forward a little bit more, because we have the extra center back who kind of plays as, in some ways would play as a holding midfielder, right? It gives us a little bit of protection behind them to free them up to move forward. And so that's it. I mean, we miss those guys. They're both quality players and very capable starters for our team.
Do you think Toledo was a little bit generous to jumps in the second half? He's on the
I
yellow.
did.
And he's on a yellow and throws down Altidore.
I did. I thought that was a yellow card. I think, and in any other game, in any other scenario, if that's the first one, he probably gets it. I thought he was lenient with him, probably knowing that it would have been his second.
Does that change the game?
It would change the game. Yeah, I mean, it would change the game. What was the score? 2-1 at the time.
Yeah.
It would definitely change the game. They're going down a man, and they're already having a hard time dealing with us in terms of our possession and where the places we were moving. And it definitely would have had an impact, no question. It's anytime you go down to 10, it changes things. So.